Hey everybody, it's Randy with Carchaeology, and I'm going to be working on the Mercedes again today. My plan for today, it's a small project, is to reinstall the original door panels for the car. So let me show you what I'm up against with that and how I'm going to approach it. So as you can see, the interior of this car is really quite a mess. There are remnants of the original upholstery all over the place. The back seat is not too bad. The rear panels are not too bad. These front seats, well, they're toast. So I'm going to have to do something to kind of cover that so that when I'm sitting on it, I'm not getting springs up my tailbone. So that I'm going to approach at some point later on. But right now, I want to work on getting the original door panels onto the driver and passenger door. So you can see the inner part of this door is all wood. There's a lot of wood construction in this car. That's the way a lot of cars of the era were done, and specifically the coach-built cars as well. So the window regulator piece, this was out of it. The glass was out of it when we got it. It was just a hollow shell of a door. We've managed to get the latches and stuff back in place. The window regulator and stuff in here. We've got everything working there. The window cranks up and down. Sort of. Oh, it just fell. Anyway, a little bit more work to do there. But once I get that put together, then I'm going to put the original door panel back on it. You can see I've got it sitting here waiting. I've also got the driver's side one over here that's in a bit better shape as well. And it's kind of a two-part thing. There's the main panel and then an outer ring that goes on there to kind of support it. And then there's a metal strip that goes on the top of the door. And I think I can get these things back in place, laying in there fairly flat. Any modern hardware I'm going to use, I'm going to try to hide underneath this trim piece here so I can get it on there nice and firm. But visually, I want to make it look like it's never been taken off of there. So I'm going to go at it after I figure out what just happened with my window. And I'll take some more little video along the way. Okay, I sorted out the window regulator. It looked like this little runner popped out of its channel. I've now got that popped back in. I've lubricated up the channels in which that window rolls. And now, if you roll it up, it actually goes up. And yeah, that window's busted, and that's a bit of a drag. But then again, the whole car kind of has a bit of that look to it. So for now, I'm going to leave it. It's actually pretty stable. It's not coming out of there. It's pretty smooth in regards to that. And realistically, when I show it anywhere, I'm going to be showing it with the window down anyway. But it is all together and working. And now I can set about trying to get this warped old nasty door panel onto that door so the interior looks complete. Okay, so the process is starting. I put the inner panel or the main panel on there. The back end is really badly warped, so I'm going to start at the front end where it's actually got some straightness to it. I've put a couple of bigger screws in back behind there, and now I'm putting the trim panel on. And I sourced these screws that are an exact match for what the original screw was, with a little collar in there. Now, granted, these are a little shiny. I may end up dulling these down a little bit. We'll see once I get this panel cleaned up exactly how good it's going to look. Again, I just don't want anything to stand out as being, wow, look at that brand new part holding on this crusty old thing. I know it's a little silly, but it's kind of fashion over function. I want everything to look very cohesive, untouched, original, because I think that adds to the whole mystique of the car, especially when I bring it out and start showing it to folks. So I've got the door panel on there now, and I'm going to do a little work to try to darken these screws down a little bit so they don't stand out as being brand new, which quite frankly they are. So as an example here, here's an original one over here. You can see it's got a little bit of rust to it. I'm going to try to age these other ones down to match. In fact, I kind of started on this one here. And I'm just using a little bit of acrylic paint, so it's something that could easily be pulled off of there or cleaned off of there if need be. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a little effort to dull things down a little bit and try to make it look like a very cohesive thing, like these pieces have always been on there the whole time. And it's a little hard to do this and hold the camera at the same time, but you get the idea. It dulls it down, it makes it so it doesn't stand out, and overall, I think it's just going to blend in. And unless you've seen this video, you won't know that that's what I did. Now you can see sort of the finished product here with the screws aged down a little bit so that they don't stand out. And if you get up close to it, they just look a little bit rusty. And then as that stuff dries, it'll look even a little bit better. Now, I'm going to go through and clean this panel a little bit more. I'm not going to juice it up or make it look like it's been, nailed with a bunch of Armor All or anything. But I want to make sure it's clean. And now that it's flattened out on there, I've exposed some areas that are a little bit dirty. So I'm going to give it a little rub down. And maybe just a little bit of moisture, just to make it look all nice and clean. But boy, that looks so much better with the door panel on there. It makes the car look complete. Now, yeah, it's kind of silly. I'm putting old parts on an old car, but this is preservation versus restoration. This is trying to really give the car a cohesive, complete look to it. Not taking away from the artifact quality, as I call it, of what it is. Restoring this car would take an awful long time and an awful lot of money. But the car is rare enough and interesting enough, just as it is, that it's going to draw a crowd wherever it goes. So I don't want it to look like a pile of junk. This isn't about making a rat rod. This is just about making something that, just making the best out of what I've got. So follow along as I continue on with that process. I give it a quick wipe down, just very quickly with an interior detailing wipe. So this has like just a little bit of an Armor All type juice in it, but I just wiped it down quickly. So it's soaking it up super fast. This material is really super dry. And I think as it sits here for a little bit, it's all just going to even out and look quite nice. And then obviously as time goes on and stuff, it'll fade a little bit more and it'll look like it has never been touched. But as you can see right now, it's significantly more attractive than it was before, and certainly far better than when the door panel was off of it completely. Now I've got the driver's side panel on, basically did the same thing I did on the passenger side, and I'm going to work on cleaning this up. I've started scrubbing on this end here. Really fun to see this interesting vinyl pattern or leather pattern on the outside. It's pretty swanky, and then the smooth stuff on the inside. So I've got the handles on, I've got that door panel on. I'm going to clean and detail it a little bit. You can look at the passenger side one in place. Definitely brings the whole interior together, or at least makes it look complete, which is what I'm after. The seats, though, open for suggestions on what to do. No, I'm probably not going to do Mexican blankets, but something to cover those things up would be smart. A little more scenic aging here on the screws. Again, the whole idea is to kind of camouflage the fact that that's a brand new part, brand new screw, rather than the old original one. And overall, then they kind of just disappear. I'm sorry about the bad light back behind here, but you can see it real well on that side. You age those screws down and they don't stand out as being something that has just been added. And that's kind of the whole goal. Another thing I'm working on here is this little door striker. This is a piece that was missing. We used the other side as a pattern and made another one here out of bronze. I'm going to age that down a little bit. I kind of got started there on the screws and then figured I'd do a little video clip of that as well. So I'm going to age that down just a little bit. So it doesn't look like a brand new part on a really old worn out car. So I kind of brushed on a little bit of the brown paint, same I was using on there, rather than make it look like brush strokes on there. I'm just giving it a little dab with a rag. And it's not perfect, but now it kind of disappears in there and won't stand out as being something brand new. But really happy with getting the door panels on here. I think that's awesome. I've got to attack the seats here next. I'm going to clean up in the back here a little bit. I may even get down in here and treat the wood and metal that's here, just so that it looks a little bit cleaner and that it's protected from any further damage or wear, or corrosion and that sort of thing. Not that that happens a lot out here in the desert of California. But again, inch by inch, piece by piece, the car is coming together. It's going to look 100% complete. And hopefully very soon, it's going to be 100% roadworthy. Might have a little bit more work to do with that. But brake parts are going to be here shortly. We should be able to put all this stuff together next week and actually get the car back on the road. So in any case, another quick update. Thank you so much for watching. We've had a lot of new viewers and subscribers come to the channel, and I'm really excited about that. We're getting pretty close to having 10,000 viewers or followers on the website or on the YouTube channel, and I'm really stoked about that. I'm thankful that people care what I'm up to here and are enjoying the process of me fooling around with this old crazy stuff. So the Mercedes is the one project that I'm focusing on most, but over here on the other side, there's so many other projects to do. The vintage Mini Cooper, we've got the Tatra, 1949 Tatraplan. There's a 32 Packard over there. We've got several Myers Manx dune buggies that we're working on as well. Some old motorcycles. And then there's more cars outside that I'll get to eventually. So lots of new stuff happening, lots of exciting things, at least to me. And hopefully you guys enjoy it too. Keep on digging them up and driving them, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.